From the way you speak to the way you carry yourself, the world tries to press you into a narrow, distorted image of what it thinks a black man should be. Angry, aggressive, uneducated, broken, dangerous, never stopping long enough to see your intelligence, your softness, your ambition, your humanity. You feel the pressure of other people's expectations wrapping around you, trying to limit your potential, silence your voice, and shrink your identity into something that makes them comfortable. And after hearing these false stories long enough, it becomes a fight, not to believe them yourself. These affirmations are written for every moment you felt boxed in, mislabeled, or reduced to a version of yourself that is not true. They are here to remind you that you are too complex, too powerful, and too limitless to be contained by anyone's stereotype. And the more you rise as your authentic self, the more you shatter every lie they tried to place on your name. Move into these affirmations knowing that your authenticity dismantles every lie the world has tried to place on your name. I am not a stereotype, and I never will be. I am not a headline, a statistic, or a lazy assumption. I am not the story society wrote about black men before it ever met me. I am not the image people carry in their fearful minds. I am not the narrow expectation that was created to limit me. I am too complex to be boxed in. I am too intelligent to be underestimated. I am too thoughtful to be reduced to a caricature. I am too human to be turned into a label. I carry depth that cannot be measured by shallow perception. I carry layers that cannot be simplified into a single story. The world may try to define me as angry. I know myself as passionate and protective. The world may call me aggressive. I know myself as assertive and strong. The world may call me dangerous. I know myself as powerful and aware. Their words do not shape me. Their perception does not create me. Their fear does not define me. I am allowed to be soft and strong at the same time. I am allowed to be intellectual and emotional at the same time. I am allowed to be quiet and powerful at the same time. I am allowed to be gentle and resilient at the same time. I do not exist to make other people feel comfortable. I do not exist to fit inside their expectations. I do not exist to play a role written for me. I exist to live as my authentic self. Being my authentic self is an act of rebellion in a world that wants me smaller. Being my authentic self is an act of courage in a world that wants me silent. Being my authentic self is an act of power in a world that wants me invisible. I am not required to change who I am to be seen as acceptable. I am not obligated to shrink my brilliance to be tolerated. I will not dull my light to make insecure people comfortable. I speak with intelligence. I move with awareness. I carry myself with dignity. I walk with intention. I lead with integrity. I walk with the presence of someone who knows his worth. I am not a threat. I am a man. I am not a problem. I am a presence. I am not a stereotype. I am a story still being written. I refuse to internalize the lies the world tries to place on me. I refuse to adopt the narrative that was never meant to empower me. I refuse to believe the version of me that stereotypes were designed to create. I am a black man who is thoughtful. I am a black man who is creative. I am a black man who is strategic. I am a black man who is visionary. I am a black man who is disciplined. I am a black man who is compassionate. My depth cannot be simplified. My complexity cannot be reduced. My spirit cannot be labeled. My existence cannot be minimized. I am a son, a brother, a dreamer, a thinker, a leader, a healer, a builder. I am all of these things and more. And no stereotype can contain me. The world may try to reduce me to survival, but I am built for greatness. The world may try to define me by trauma, but I am defined by resilience. The world may try to limit my possibilities, but I am limitless by design. My mind is sharp. My heart is aware. My vision is clear. My purpose is strong. I refuse to perform a false version of myself. I refuse to play a character that dishonors who I am. I refuse to become a statistic someone else predicted. I am breaking generational stereotypes with my existence. I am rewriting narratives that were never meant to change. I am showing the world a new image of black manhood. I am calm when they expect rage. I am intelligent when they expect ignorance. I am disciplined when they expect chaos. I am compassionate when they expect coldness. And that is power. I am tired of shrinking to be less intimidating. I am tired of over-explaining to be less threatening. I am tired of code switching to be seen as safe. Today, I choose to be fully me, unfiltered, unapologetic, unashamed. I deserve to take up space just as I am. I deserve respect just as I am. I deserve to be seen in my full humanity. I am not an image. I am a living, breathing, thinking, feeling man. I will not carry the burden of other people's ignorance. I will not live trapped by other people's fear. I will not be caged by other people's small minds. I am free in my identity. I am bold in my truth. I am rooted in who I am. Even if they never understand me, I will never stop understanding myself. I am the proof that stereotypes are lies. I am the proof that labels are weak. I am the proof that truth is powerful. I am a contradiction to everything they assumed about me. I exist beyond their imagination. I speak with intelligence, I love with depth, I think with purpose. I create with intention. I am not the stereotype. I am the exception that exposes it. I am not the problem. I am the evolution. I am not what the world tried to make of me. I am what I chose to become. I step out of the box they built for me. I shatter the walls they placed around me. I break the chains of expectation. I walk in truth, I walk in power, I walk in self-awareness. I define black excellence on my terms. I redefine black masculinity on my terms. I rebuild the narrative on my terms. And I am proud of the man I am becoming. I am not here to be understood by stereotyping minds. I am here to be respected by those who see fully. And even if they never do, I see myself clearly. And that is enough. I honor the fullness of who I am becoming. I recognize the brilliance in my mind that no stereotype can erase. I acknowledge the strength in my body that is rooted in history and purpose. I embrace the softness in my spirit that the world pretends I'm not allowed to have. I see the humanity in myself even when the world refuses to. I walk with a confidence that comes from knowing myself deeply. I step into rooms with the understanding that I am worthy of being there. I breathe knowing my existence carries legacy. I release the weight of expectations that were never mine. I rise above labels that were designed to limit my destiny. I am more than the narrow definitions placed on my identity. I am the architect of my self-perception. I claim the truth of my individuality. I choose authenticity over performance. I choose integrity over approval. I choose self-respect over acceptance from people who misunderstand me. I embrace the expansiveness of my personality. I allow myself to be multi-layered without apology. I give myself permission to grow beyond their imagination. I give myself permission to dream in ways stereotypes can't contain. I am rewriting the expectations placed on my name. I am reclaiming my power from the lies told about me. I am expanding into the man I always knew I could be. I recognize that the world fears what it cannot define, and I cannot be defined. I stand firmly in my complexity. I stand boldly in my individuality. I stand proudly in my blackness. I carry centuries of brilliance that statistics will never show. I stand on the shoulders of innovators, builders, thinkers, warriors, creators, and dreamers. I walk through the world carrying their spirit. I honor them by refusing to shrink myself. I honor them by telling my own story. I honor them by breaking the molds placed around me. I refuse to be who they expect. I choose to be who I truly am. I am allowed to feel safe in my truth. I am allowed to move freely without policing my every expression. I am allowed to explore emotions without fear of being misjudged. I give myself permission to soften where I once hardened. I give myself permission to feel what I once suppressed. I give myself permission to express myself without fear of being misread. I allow myself to be fully human. I allow myself to be fully alive. I allow myself to be fully expressive. I am replacing old narratives with truths that empower me. I am developing a voice that speaks love to my identity. I am cultivating a self-image rooted in truth rather than stereotypes. I forgive myself for ever doubting who I am. I forgive myself for ever believing lies spoken about black men. I forgive myself for shrinking to protect myself. I reclaim my right to rise without fear. I reclaim my right to grow without limits. I reclaim my right to be seen for who I truly am. I choose to see myself without distortion. I choose to honor my inner world. I choose to celebrate the qualities in me that the world overlooks. I hold space for my intelligence. I hold space for my creativity. I hold space for my ambition. I hold space for my softness. I hold space for my dreams. I hold space for my truth. I do not need permission to be myself. I do not need validation to walk in purpose. I do not need acceptance to honor my power. I rise above stereotypes with every breath I take. I redefine myself with every choice I make. I step into my greatness with every day I live. I choose to expand beyond every boundary placed around me. I choose to love myself in ways society never learned to. I choose to become the man I needed when I was younger. I am the evidence that stereotypes do not define destiny. I am the reminder that truth is stronger than assumption. I am the embodiment of resilience, brilliance, depth, and power. I am the evolution of every man who came before me. I am the beginning of a freer generation. I am the expression of potential they never anticipated. I am the disruption of every false narrative. I am the author of my identity. I am the narrator of my becoming. I am the truth breaking out of every box. I know who I am, deeply, fully, confidently. I rise in that truth every single day.